भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः. So Mahabharatam is metaphorically seen as a Rananadi. It's a river of battle. So in this river of battle, you will see a lot of characters who participate in this river of battle, and this shloka highlights all these characters in this battle. You have Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, the three renowned acharyas in the Kuru Vamsham. Then you have Jayadratha, then you have Gandharaha, then you have Shalyaha, then you have Karnaha, Ashwathama, Vikarnaha, Duryodhanaha, Pandavaha. So these are some of the characters, and to top it all, you have Keshavaha, the Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Now, each of these characters, Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya and others, they take a certain kind of a role in this river of battle. For example, Bhishmacharya and Dronacharya, both of them take the role of the shore. Each of them is a shore, Tataha. Bhishmacharya is a Tata and Dronacharya is also a shore. Now, between these two shores, there is a boat that flows in this river of battle called Mahabharata. And you have other characters too. Kripacharya, for example, is Vahani, the current. Jayadratha is the waters, has taken the role of water. Gandharaha or Shakuni has taken the role of Nilotpala, the blue lily. Shalyaha has taken the role of Grahavati, which is a whale. Karnaha is a Velakula, the storm. Ashwathama and Vikarna are fierce crocodiles. Duryodhana is a whirlpool. So these form one kind of a team, which is the obstacle. So as you see, these are all the Kaurava teams, and they have been represented by the obstacles to flow smoothly in the river. Then you have Pandava, who are the Prayanikas or the passengers, and Keshava, who is the Kaivartakaha or the boatman. So Kaivartakaha and this Pandavaha, who are the Prayanikas, they form one team, which is the team of the Dharma. So the team of the Adharma versus the team of the Dharma. There are lots of obstacles along this river of battle, such as the whale, the whirlpool, the storm, fierce crocodiles, currents. All of these are obstacles to any passenger. But for the boatman, Keshava, the Pandavas, the passengers could not have crossed this mighty river of battle. Sotirna Khalu Pandavaihi Rananadi Kaivartaka Keshavaha. So that is what it means. Because Pandavas had the grace of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, they were able to sail through this Rananadi despite all of these obstacles. Now, let us digress a slight bit here in terms of understanding these characters in a little more detail. I would like to emphasize a little more on one of the foremost characters in Mahabharata, who is Bhishmacharya, none other than Bhishmacharya. So Bhishmacharya is a very renowned character, and if one thinks about Mahabharata, invariably Bhishmacharya comes into their mind. So let's talk about Bhishmacharya a little bit more, then we can go through different other characters, and then we can talk about the remaining Mangala shlokas in Bhagavad Gita. So Bhishma, as you see, Bhisha is the Sanskritam term which refers to terror or fear. So the famous statement from Taittiriya Upanishad, Bhishasmad vatah pavate Bhisho detis suryah Bhishasmadagnischendrascha Mrityurdhavati panchamayiti. So this is a famous shloka from Taittiriya Upanishad. So here the word Bhisha has been emphasized, and there are five devatas who are being described here, namely Vayuhu, Suryaha, Agnihi, Indraha and Yamaha. So Bhishasmad vatah pavate. Vataha or Vayuhu pavate Bhishasmat. He flows because of Bhisha, the fear. Bhisho deti Suryaha. Even the Surya that you see every day rising and setting is also rising, Udeti, is also due to Bhisha. Due to the fear he rises every day. Bhishasmad Agnihi cha Indraha cha. So both Indra and Agnihi are also executing their functions because of Bhisha. Mrityur dhavati. Mrityuhu dhavati. Mrityuhu refers to the god of death, Yamaha. Yamaha dhavati. He also runs because of Bhisha. So all these five Mahadevataha, Panchama Devataha, Bhishasmat, they do their functions. That's why it is so important, the word Bhisha. Now Bhisha, due to whom? All these five Devatas fear whom? None other than the Paradevata, who is Sriman Narayana, the Supreme Personality, the Supreme God. So, Bhagavan Sri Mahavishnu or Narayana, followed by all of these Anya Devataha, who execute their functions because of the fact that they fear Bhagavan. Bhagavan's ordain. Because of that Bhagavan's ordain, they execute their functions. So, Bhishma was one such character in Mahabharata who induced fear in the minds of the different warriors. So, whenever people heard the name Bhishma, the first thing that would resonate in their mind is the fear factor. So, he was very terrorizing on the battleground. He was a very, very powerful warrior. He knew archery, he knew skills, he knew different kind of skills. And Bhishma, as we will see, we will explore a little more here and try to understand some of the significant events that transpired in Bhishma's life from his birth. Bhishma was the one who was given the boon by his father Shantanu to choose his time of death. So let us see a few shlokas from Mahabharata, a few events from Mahabharata where it talks about Bhishma's birth, a few of the events, and then what transpired into Shantanu, his father, bestowing the boon upon Bhishmacharya. So the birth of Bhishma and the boon of choosing his death, we have various events in Mahabharata. Mahabhishak, Gangayoho Shapaha, the curse of Mahabhishak and Ganga. Ashtavasunam Gangayascha Samvadaha, the conversation between Ashtavasus and Ganga. Pratipena Gangayaha Snushatvena Parigraha, the acceptance of Ganga by King Pratipa as his daughter-in-law. Shantanutpattihi, the birth of King Shantanu. Tasya Rajye Abhishekaha, his enthronement onto the on his coronation and the message from King Pratipa. Shantanor Gangayaha Samvadaha, conversation between Shantanu and Ganga. Ganga Shantanor Vivaha, the marriage of Ganga and Shantanu. Gangaya Jatamatrasya Putra Saptakasya Hananam, the killing of 7 sons by Ganga immediately after their birth. So these are all different events that are happening, which are significant in the during the course of Bhishmacharya's birth, and significant events that happened after his birth. Swagotrunam Vasunam Vasishtena Shapaha, the curse of Vasus by Vasishta for stealing his cow. Gangaya Bhishmena Saha Swaloka Gamanam, Bhishma is taken to the abode of Ganga. Shantanur Bhishmayoho Charitam, the historical events of Shantanu and Bhishma. Shantanoho Punar Ganga Darshanam, Taya Saha Samvadascha, Shantanu cites Ganga again and his conversation with her thereof. Bhishmasya Yavarajye Bhishekaha, Bhishma's coronation. Bhishmena Dashakanyanayanam, Bhishma brings Dashakanya as one of the greatest sacrifices a son can do his father. So Bhishmena Dashakanya Anayanam. Tushtena Shantanuna Bhishmasya Swachanda Marana Varadanam. So Shantanu, who is pleased by this event, grants Bhishma the boon to choose his time of death. So these are the significant events in the Mahabharata that has been described right from the beginning of Bhishma, his father Shantanu's episodes, and a few of the episodes after Bhishma is being born. So all of these have a significance in Shantanu actually granting that boon. So we'll take a slight digression here and we'll understand the shlokas from Mahabharata about each of these headings. So this is about the birth of Bhishma. So in the birth of Bhishma, the very first episode is about Mahabhishak Gangayoho Shapaha, the curse of Mahabhishak and Ganga. So I'll go through the few shlokas here in Mahabharata that talks about the relevance of this curse of Mahabhishak and Ganga, and then we can go to the next heading. So the first one is about Mahabhishak Gangayoh Shapaha, the curse of Mahabhishak and Ganga. Vaishampayana Uvacha Ikshvakavamsha Prabhavah Rajasit Prithvi Patihi Mahabhishakyidikhyaatah Satyavak Satyavikramaha Soashvamedha Sahasrena Rajasu Yashatena Cha Toshayamasa Devesham Swargam Lebhe Tatah Prabhu. So Mahabhishak is the name that is quoted here. So Mahabhishak iti khyatah Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha. Ikshvaku Vamsham. Ikshvaku was a very famous king in the clan of Sri Ramachandra. So in such a famous clan of Ikshvaku was very popular this royal sage called Mahabhishak. So Mahabhishak iti Rajasit Prithvi Patihi. So he was the king. He became a king and later on he became a royal sage. So this Mahabhishak iti khyatah Satyavak Satyavikramaha. He was not only courageous, he was also known for his valor when it comes to enacting the actions of dharma. Saha Ashwamedha Sahasrena. He performed 1000 Ashwamedha Yajnas, Rajasuya Shatena cha, and also 100 Rajasuya Yajnas. And because of these two major yajnas that he performed, what happened is Devesham Toshayamasa Swargam Lebe Tatah Prabhu. So Indira, the Devesha, who is the Lord of Swargam, he became very pleased with Mahabhishek, and so Prabhu Tatah Lebe Swargam. So this Mahabhishek, because of the fact that he pleased Devesha, Indira, he was able to obtain Swargam. Tatah kadachit brahmanam upasanchakire suraha tatra rajarshayo hi asan sacha raja Mahabhishek. So what happened once this Suraha, Kadachit Suraha, Brahmanam Upasanchakire. So sometime what happened is this Suras, they gathered together and they wanted to worship Brahmanam, who is none other than Chaturmukha Brahma. So when they wanted to worship Chaturmukha Brahma, Tatra Rajarshayohi Asanna, there were so many Rajarshi who had assembled. Sacha Raja Mahabhishek. So Mahabhishek also gathered there. Where? In the worship of Chaturmukha Brahma. Atha Ganga Surichreshta Samupayat Pitamaham. So, Surichreshta, the one who is the best among the goddess, that is how it is described here. Surichreshta is none other than Ganga, who has been described here. So, this Ganga also came to worship Brahmanam or Chaturmukha Brahma. Tasyaha vasaha samudbhutam marutena shashiprabham. At that time what happened is, her clothes which she were wearing, the white clothes which she were wearing, which Ganga was wearing, it shone like the moon, the whiteness of the moon. Shashiprabham means the luster of moon. That white clothes that she was wearing, vasaha means clothes. The white clothes that Ganga was wearing were blown away by Marut or wind. So what happened then? Tato abhavan suraganaha sahasa avang mukastada Mahabhishaktu rajarshihi ashankho drishtavan nadim sopadyataha bhagavata brahmana tu Mahabhishak. So, at once all the suras, suraganaha, tato abhavan suraganaha, sahasa, at once, sahasa means at once, what happened is all the suraganas, all the groups of these devas who were doing the puja or the worship of Chaturmukha Brahma, at once they became avangmukaha, which means they just bowed down their head. They bowed down their head in order to not shame Ganga, because they didn't want to see Ganga in that form, or they didn't want Ganga to be felt that they saw her in that form. But except this Rajarshi, except this Mahabhishak Rajarshi, Ashanko Drishtavan Nadim. So except for this Mahabhishak who ogled at Ganga, Nadim Drishtavan Ashankaha. So he saw her with lust. That having seen, Chaturmukha Brahma, what he did was, Bhagavata Brahmana Sopadhyataha Saha Sopadhyataha Bhagavata Brahmana tu Mahabhishak. So at once what happened? Chaturmukha Brahma cursed Mahabhishak because of the fact that he ogled Nadi in that form. उक्तश्च जातो मर्त्येषु पुनर्लोकानवाप्स्यसि. So he also said, you shall be born in the land of mortals. Martyeshu jataha. Martyeshu jataha. You shall be born in the land of mortals. Punar lokan avapsyasi. But you will again be able to come back. Punar lokan avapsyasi. You shall still be able to get back. You are cursed now because you insulted a woman, a holy woman, Ganga. So you will be born in the land of mortals, but you shall be able to come back and return. Yaya hritamanaschasi Gangaya tvam hi durmate Sate vai manushe loke vipriyani acharishyati. So because Hritamanascha asi, because of the fact that you got attracted, because of the fact that your heart and mind got dissuaded into Ganga, hey Durmate, oh evil-minded one, Maharshi, oh Mahabhishak, you shall be born there. Along with you, Ganga also shall be born. Sate vai manushe loke. Even she is going to descend into the world of mortals. And what she will do is Vipriyani acharishyati. She will do everything that is Vipriyam to you, from which you will get displeased. Yada te bhavita manyuhu tada shapat vimokshate. So when you get manyuhu means anger. So when you get angry, yada te manyuhu bhavita tada shapat vimokshate. Then you shall be absolved from the curse. That is what he says. This is all told by Chaturmukha Brahma as a part of curse to Mahabhishak. Vaishampayana uvacha sachintayitva nripan anyan stapodanan pratipam rochayamasa pitaram bhuri tejasam sachintayitva. So now Mahabhishak starts to contemplate. He begins to think about Nrupatihi Nrupan, kings and other kings, Anyan Nrupan Tapodanan. He begins to contemplate on the kings and the other royal kings or who were sages, royal sages or the kings. Whom shall I be born to, or whom shall I choose as my father? Pratipam rochayamasa pitaram bhuri tejasam. So finally he pleases to be born under Pratipa. Pratipa the king. Pitaram bhuri tejasam. He chooses Pratipa to be his Pitaram, his father. Bhuri tejasam, who is filled with effulgence. So though he is cursed in Swargam, he still can choose his father in the world of mortals. Because this Bhulokam, the world of mortals, is considered not that superior as Swargam. But again, Swargam is not superior. Because when a person completes his karma phalams in Swargam, he has to come back to a lower region, lower location, lower world, which is Bhulokam. Because in Bhulokam you can either perform Prapatti or you can perform Bhakti Yoga and ascend to Vaikuntha, which is the ultimate aim of all human beings, of all creatures, of all Jivatmas. Anyway, that is a different thing. But in this particular thing, what we notice is that, though Mahabhishak gets cursed in Swargalokam, he gets to choose his father in Bhulokam, which is something which we need to observe. Then what happens is, Sa Mahabhishajam Drishtva Nadi Dairyachyutam Nrupam Tameva Manasa Dhyayan Upavrita Saridwara. So now Sa Mahabhishajam Drishtva Nadi. That Nadi, Ganga, Mahabhishajam Dairyachyutam Drishtva. So that Nadi, that Ganga, having seen that Mahabhishak, who had been bereft of Dairyam, Dairyachyutam Nrupam, having seen the king who was bereft of courage. Now, what she does is Tameva Manasa Dhyayan. She contemplates, she keeps thinking about Mahabhishak. Now, Ganga keeps thinking about Mahabhishak. As she keeps thinking about Mahabhishak, she Upavrata, she continues to move forward. She continues to move on. Saridwara is again another name for Ganga. Saridwara. Sari means river. Vara means the best. So she is the best of the river. Saridwara. So Saridwara, Nadi, Ganga, Nadi, all these are different names of Ganga. Satu vidvastavapushah kashmala bihita nrupa tadarshapati gacchanti vasundevan divaukasah. Satu vidvastavapushah. Vapushah means a very handsome person is called Vapushah. One who has a beautiful and a handsome body. He is called Vapushman, Vapushah. But now Mahabhishak had become Vidvasta Vapushah. He had been bereft of even the charm that he had, the charming body that he had. All that effulgence is gone. So that effulgence is gone. He was bereft of that effulgence. So Satu Vidvasta Vapushah Kashmalabhihatan Nrupa. Kashmalabhihatan. So she knew that this guy is going to get into Kashmala, mess. So that lady, Ganga, is seeing this Nrupa, having seen this king, Mahabhishak, get into a messy state, having seen him lose his courage, having seen him lose his beautiful charm, handsome charm that he had, Dadarsha Pati Gacchanti Vasudevan Divaukasah. So she keeps walking, she keeps moving on, and as she keeps moving on in her path, Pati, see Pati, this is a big ta there, not Pati. Pati means husband, this is big ta, Pati. So this is the path in which she is walking. Dadarsha Pati Gacchanti Vasudevan Divaukasah. So as she keeps moving along her path, she encounters Vasudevan, Vasus. So this Vasudeva, there are Ashta Vasus, 8 Vasus, which we will talk more. So those Divaukasas, those divine person, she meets along her way. She encounters the Vasus along the way. So in this very first episode, there is this Mahabhishak and Ganga getting cursed. So Ganga and other celestials once decide to worship Chaturmukha Brahma, but during that celestial worship, what happens is Ganga's robes are being blown away by the wind. All the groups of the Devas actually bow their head in order to not shame Ganga, except for Mahabhishak, who actually begins to lust on Ganga. Because of the fact that Mahabhishak lusted Ganga, he is now being cursed by Brahma, by Chaturmukha Brahma, that he will be born on earth, the world of mortals. Not just that, so shall Ganga also be born or descend in the land of mortals and torment Mahabhishak. And when Mahabhishak becomes angry at some point with her, that is when he will get rid of this curse that Brahma is now casting on Mahabhisheki. So Ganga sees this diminishing effulgence, diminishing courage, and as she moves on, she begins to approach the Vasus, the 8 Vasus called Ashta Vasus, which we will talk more in the next session. Namaskar.